What's going on, gamers, PC gamers, gamers all around in general, people who love entertainment, seeing people get put in their place? You know that's all on this channel. Look forward to the Monster Hunter live coverage that I'm going to be doing coming up too. I'm going to be definitely on that a lot, so looking forward to that. So in here, we're going to be putting, as we know, a PlayStation fanboy Nib in his place. I find it funny that Turk is still coming after him. He got so butthurt because Turk kept on putting him in his place that he ended up blocking him. So he had to screenshot this because obviously he can't repost this stuff because he's blocked. That's kind of funny. But he wants to try to spin this narrative that I want the PS5 Pro as a scam PC crowd on this, lol. The irony is that the profit margin NVIDIA is making on these GPUs is likely to be orders of magnitude greater than what the PlayStation 5 is making on PS5 Pros based on the analysts' BOMs and financial data. Now, to make that statement already, which is the most obvious statement in the world, because I think it's a moronic statement. If you're selling the 5090s at a couple grand and you're selling a 5070 and 5080, right? They cost more than the consoles easily. You don't think they're going to make more money than that? Than a Pro that ain't even selling 2 million, right? You know what I mean? And the sales is tanked big time. I mean, it's like, what's the point of even saying that? But what I also find funny is why are you trying to bring the PlayStation 5 Pro's issues into NVIDIA's bracket? This is how this started. We're going to get back to Turks there, but I had to highlight there too. This is what he said right here. What he said, what we just read. NVIDIA is investigating the reported issues with the RTX 50 series after the RTX 5090 and 5080 owners and some RTX 40 series folks report black screen problems. By the way, what he's trying to do is grab a margin of like under 1%, which is the standard for if you make this many millions of units, like 1% may have problems. You know, they're not the creator, they're not going to do everything perfectly. But like 98, 99% of the time, there's not going to be any issues. And he's trying to like magnify this and trying to make it seem like how's the PS5 Pro is a scam if NVIDIA is doing this, because that's more of a scam than the PS5 Pro, and the PS5 Pro is not a scam. Not only that, but we're going to get into him also saying that there's no AMD GPU equivalent to the Pro, so NVIDIA needs to be compared to it, which is absolutely stupid because it is AMD, idiot. So let's go down here a bit. Y'all acting like AMD or Intel's GPU doesn't exist. Amusing cell phone. There's no exact AMD GPU equivalent to the PS5 Pros, as AMD's GPUs don't yet have RDNA 4 ray tracing. Oh my god, I know he did not say that. He's still trying to spin this narrative. It's almost like the 4070 narrative, right? RDNA 4 ray tracing or hardware AI upscaling. Guys, this is absolutely hilarious considering that the AMD cards in the PC market can blow that off the map and they have fully dedicated matrix cores. And they can have their own NPU, I'm pretty sure. And they're not limited to APU unit. But the AMD GPU, it's closer to 7700 XT or 7800 XT and 6800 alone cost $550 to $800 new. And that's without adding anything else like CPU, peripheral, Wi-Fi 7 motherboard, sound card, 2TB SSD, RAM, etc. Don't get out of here with that. So if the PS5 Pro is a scam, PC's GPUs and components that have far higher markup and daylight robbery, including AMD's GPU, it's closer to. That literally is a. I don't understand why they're even being compared to begin with. When you could use those cards for so many different aspects and so many different builds, and the PS5 Pro is a locked aspect for what games? They didn't release any games. These AMD GPUs could be used and NVIDIA GPUs for every single game that's released on PC in general, and it's benefiting it greatly. But anyways, let's continue to this thread because it gets pretty interesting. He says it's already been proven that the GPU is my 7700 XT didn't cost 800, which it's not. Actually, it's not competing with a 7700 XT because that can beat a 4060 Ti. It's not beating a 4060 Ti. I'm about to give you guys the rundown of some stats here in a second. He says, firstly, you're comparing dollars to sterling, two entirely different currencies. Secondly, it doesn't matter what you paid for it. It matters what the RRP or typical price is. You can get the Pro on sale. You're never going to find a Pro on sale, ever. It doesn't exist. You'd have to get it on like GameStop, refurbished, whatever, if they have it. But if you want to look local, it doesn't exist. You're gonna be paying $700 plus tax, get the hard disk drive. Guess what? $800, right? Got to pay for PlayStation Plus, right? That's $10 a month. 12 months. If you get that bundle, you'll pay about $100. But most people want to get the Game Pass, somewhat Game Pass equivalent, which is like what, 120, 130. So we're already at like $930 plus tax, right? Because you got to pay for online, and you're going to be doing that every single year. What if you don't have a VRR TV? Yeah, do we really want to get into this? But that's besides the point. Right now, the 7700 XT in the UK is around 460 to 550. There may be inflation. So again, not far from the price of a PS5 Pro for just the GPU alone. Add in everything else, and you're going well over this guy here. Okay, so let's go over to Turk's thread. It's pretty simple, Niblet. NVIDIA screwed up. Issued an official statement with the exposure and is given full replacement. Pro provides less performance than advertised, with a future not really fully functional. Yeah, we're talking about the PSSR. While charging unproportionate money for the privilege. Definitely for an entry level for console gaming. It should have been $600 at most. I'm just telling you. If you're going to charge $700, put a better CPU in there. You can always upgrade your SSD. You know what I mean? You can also choose to put a hard disk drive on there or not. It doesn't even come with that. This is what Frit had said. Laugh out loud. You should see his reply to some dude in that thread. Nib doesn't count AMD GPUs because he says AMD doesn't have a GPU equivalent to the PS5 Pro. Now, before we continue this, are we ready for this? Remember, the PS5 Pro has 16.7 teraflops, right? And it's at 2.17 gigahertz clock speed. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right here. Right? Mark Sunny says it stays at that. It never goes to that boost clock, by the way. Memory clock 1750. Right? 16 gigabytes because it's AMD. This is AMD stuff, by the way. This is not NVIDIA, so they don't have DLSS. PSSR gets blown out of the water, and they just updated the systems too. Even if you have the 4000 series, you get all the upgrades to the DLSS features, except the frame gen that's included for DLSS RTX 5 series. So here's something to think about. The generation Navi for ray tracing is only on Gen 1 for PlayStation 5's ray tracing. Well, he's trying to say RDNA4, right? Watch this, guys. All right, we ready for this? So we see this right here. First gen on ray tracing, right? This is based on RDNA2 architecture. Do you think that he was trying to grab with some RDNA4 feet that they wanted to put in there? But it's still a lightweight model. It's not like you're getting the RDNA or the full ray tracing feature sets that you would have on PC. Digital Foundry has done this before. They've even turned ray tracing down to medium and low on PC, and it still looks better than the PlayStation 5 ray tracing because they're not giving you fully integrated ray tracing. It's a simple ray tracing feature. RDNA2 architecture. I don't want to hear any more of that other crap. It's just, it's ridiculous. RDNA4 ray tracing acceleration. But seriously, guys, I'm telling you, it's not what you think. It's deceptive. But the architecture is RDNA2. They're taking a feat from that. That's literally all that is. Are we ready to go over to the RTX 4060 Ti right here? This is just the 8 gig, right? They obviously have a 16 gig. I just want to show you this. Watch this. So the 6750 XT and the 6700 XT, this is what the PlayStation 5 Pro will try to compete with because it's trying to compete with the 4060 Ti and it can't beat it. The 7700 XT can beat the 4060 Ti in certain things, but if you want to put on AI enhancements, it's not going to. That's when NVIDIA wins. All right, look at this base clock, 2310, right? Let's go to the PS5 Pro. 2170. Right? 16.7 teraflops. We ready? 22 teraflops. So it has 22 teraflops at 2310 megahertz base clock. It can go up to 2535 boost clock, and you can do that because your PC will allow you to customize it. On a PlayStation 5, you cannot do that. Are we ready? Ray tracing course, 3rd gen. It's on generation 3, right? This is on generation 1 on ray tracing. Shut your damn mouth. I don't want to hear anything more about that crap. Because we're shutting all this down. Not only that, but it's an APU unit. It's using less watts. It doesn't have the watts to fully integrate it. You can upgrade the CPU and make the 4060 Ti blow away the PS5 Pro with DLSS on and frame generation. Definitely with the new update recently, DLSS just got a whole lot better. So what are we talking about here? Look at the end. Look at the end coding right here. 8th gen, 5th gen, 4th gen tensor cores. Guess what? The PS5 Pro don't have no tensor cores. It doesn't exist because you don't have those fully integrated AI features. It's not on there. You are running your AI system off of the hardware of the GPU of the PlayStation 5 Pro. You have to use some GPU power. That's why you can't get those boosted frames. You can't. You're gonna have to use your GPU power. Where on the PC, you not only do you have fully dedicated tensor cores, but you also have an NPU aspect. Let me help you out with this, Neb, since you don't understand what this. NVIDIA NPU AI. You ready? No, not GPU, NPU. Right? NVIDIA is a leader in AI hardware, including neural processing units, which are designed to speed up AI applications. NPUs are used in a variety of devices and applications, including smartphones, vehicles, and industrial IoT. NPUs are specialized computer systems that accelerate AI and machine learning. You can boost it even more with the tensor cores. You're so behind. That's why Mark Sunny said you're using a lightweight model. So how are you going to beat the 4060 Ti? I could put a better CPU in there too and use 32, 64 gigabytes of RAM. My base clock is better than yours. My generations down here are farther ahead of yours. Ray tracing is 2 generations ahead. I can do full path ray tracing. You can't do that. And if you try to use the ray tracing methods on PlayStation 5 Pro, guess what? You're going to be at 30 frames per second. I'm doing it at 70, 75 frames. On higher settings too. You're not using higher settings. You're not using anything ultra on there because it can't do it. So what are we talking about here? Shading units, 4352, ROPS, all that is all higher. Are we ready to go over to the 6750, right? Let's go ahead and do this. Look, the 6750 is right there with the 4060 Ti. Let's move this over and compare this, right? Watch this, y'all. Let's see. We got a little bit of a different thing here. 26 teraflops. You're at 16.7. 2150 base clock, almost identical, but guess what? Your teraflops are way behind. Game clock 2495, boost clock 2600, memory clock 2250. Watch this. Look at the memory clock for the PlayStation 5 Pro, 1750. You just got smoked. It goes up to 2250. You're 500 plus behind. Boost clock goes up to 2600 megahertz. Right? Ray tracing cores, it's only first gen. That's why I had to go back because this is an older card. So we're actually finding something a little bit here similar. You can't even beat the 6750 XT. It ain't competing with no 7700 XT. That's a load of bullshit. Watch this. I'm about to help you guys out here. RTX, RX 7700 XT. There's no way in hell this is happening, y'all. I'm just going to give you the stats and prove it to you. All right, look at this 7700 XT. Right? On raw performance, it's beating the 4060 Ti by 12%, but this is without like AI acceleration. This is raw performance. But the 60 Ti is definitely gonna DLSS is better, you know what I mean? But they're about to get FSR4. That's gonna make the PSSR fall even far behind and make the AMDs on a PC be even more ahead of the PS5 Pro because it's fixed. Hey, I'm just telling you. So these clock speeds are a little bit different. Game clock 2171, 2250 megahertz, right? Where you see things, you're like, wait, that's a little bit weird. But the AMD cards are a little bit different, but the raw power is still going to beat it. All right. Now let's go ahead and find the teraflops here. It's at 35 teraflops though. That you're boosting that with. Right? We see this here? 3456 shading units, right? Let's go down here. It's on 2nd gen ray tracing. PlayStation 5 Pro is on Gen 1. That's, you see, look at this right here, 35 teraflops. You can't compete with that because it could go up to 2544 and on the gaming clock it's at 2171. That's a little bit misleading if you ask me. Memory clock 2250, right? PS5 Pro 1750. You guys kind of get the point here? I'm trying to show you how it actually works here. So, and all this is better and higher too. And this actually has matrix cores in it. So they have a fully AI system. And when they get FSR4, which is literally about to launch next month, you get left behind even more. There's nothing to argue with here. Let's keep going down. PlayStation 5 Pro is a scam. I mean, I'm not going to really get into that. It's up to you. This is what he said. Next time, tag him, you coward, right? He told him that. And Turk said he has me blocked. I would have loved to retweet it instead because Neb blocked him because he couldn't handle. Turk just kept on schooling him on everything he posted. He was making him look like he didn't know what he was talking about, and he couldn't handle it, so he blocked him. And that's why Clute comes to saying he's deleting tweets again. Just a major cope over PC again. Oh, Nibs, love taking L's. Must be some type of fetish for stable boys. You see what I mean? And instead of calling Sony out, fanboys defend it. Nib is terrified of the Turk. Yeah, of course he is. PS5 Pro, new $700 PC. Argue with your mom. This guy's a moron. I'm just going to let you guys know this. This guy's an idiot. One, why would you build a $700 PC when you can build like $1,100, $1,200 PC right now? I would not try to do that. If that's the point, go ahead and get the Pro then. There's no point of doing that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. No, get the parts that you need. Get the motherboard that you need. You know what I mean? Get the power supply that is ahead of what you want to build. The motherboard and the power supply, you should always want to get ahead because then you could always just upgrade things with that, and then you're fine. RAM easy on and off. You know what I mean? You don't even have to worry about that. CPU and GPU is what you're really worried about. You know what I mean? So, and if the CPU is gonna, I mean, even then you're fine on that. But the GPU, if it's that much bigger, I don't know. You may have to change out your case. But at the end of the day, we kind of get the point here. Like things that he was saying is wrong, and trying to come over here and criticize Nvidia because there is a problem right now that people are trying to talk about right here. But I'm telling you right now, this is a very small, minute people here. It's a very small market. It's literally a very low percent. So I didn't read any of this over here. But what I'm telling you guys though is that yeah, we'll have to get into this some other time. I'm not gonna make a video on this, but basically this that he's trying to highlight, and everybody knows about the Nvidia things that people are talking about, but they're reimbursing people really quick. It's under 1%. 98, or even if you say 2, but I don't even think so. 98.5, 99% of people are fine with their cards right now. That's just the truth. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. This is a different video. I know people are used to the other type of stuff, but I'm going to be doing all types of coverage here, you know? So get ready for some gaming coverage too. But trust me, there's more entertainment coming in the other sections too. There's always going to be that coming. But this, I thought I had to highlight because he wants to dodge Turk. And I know Turk's going to like this video. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day.